Mm, 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 mm,
Motherfucker
mm,
just cut out.
mm,
Just
mm,
cut out, but fuck it, we live. We
mm,
live.
mm. Man, you don't got to do it one take. One take, even though
One
it's been like
take, we
three takes.
fuck up, we don't redo it. Besides the other 5 previous times. This is the Magic Conch podcast, live for the first time ever.
From fucking Conch Studios, baby. You're welcome. Whoop,
Conch
whoop.
Studios. We did it. Took us a year and a half to get
Way too
here.
long. Just way too long.
You can see our faces. You can see our faces on YouTube, Malum Pictures channel, and Twitch.tv/Malum Pictures. And eventually this will be on Spotify's and iTunes, usually like a week and a half after we do the live streams. If you catch it live, you get it first. You get it 10 days before the next human can on the podcast in the future. If you're hearing us from the future, just check out our YouTube. You can get this shit 10 days before. Just saying.
What are you doing?
Just saying. Man? This is Rondissimo speaking to you right now with my co-host, Conch Lord.
The Conch Lord, baby.
Conch Lord.
Man, listen, by the way, it's going well, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be live. We released the Magic Conch trailer, I want to say about a year ago now. And it was me looking lo-fi like I am right now. For those of you just listening to this episode, you can't really picture it. But if you go to malumpictures.com and you look up the Magic Conch podcast trailer, you'll see what I'm talking about. I look super lo-fi. Got this cool little SpongeBob background doing its thing. But I promise you this is an artistic choice that was born of a budget. But you know what? All the best things are. And we all know you're here to hear. We know you're here to just hear us talk shit. So
it's true.
So welcome.
It's true.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your patience.
Always.
And yeah, man, let's just fucking do this thing.
Yeah, I'm with it. And typically we have some kind of arbitrary topic we've chosen like a minute before we start recording about like dating or domestic terrorism. You know, typical shit that happens. We didn't really have anything to talk about explicitly this time, so we're just really questing for whatever the fuck we're going to talk about. You know, we'll figure it out.
So if you enjoyed the quest for the conch, this is it. This is another one of those. Go for it, man. You look like you got something juicy on the mind here.
Dude, I'm just thinking about that first episode. As you're talking about lo-fi. Listen to the audio of the Quest for the Conch, episode 1. Some lo-fi shit. But I love it so much because it was literally us trying to figure out what to call the podcast that we previously named, then did research, and then realized someone else already thought of a fantastic name that we were going to call it. And it took us like an hour and a half to find the Magic Conch podcast amidst our worry and franticism and fucking hopelessness. We found the Magic Conch. We found it. Yes, we did.
You know what it told us to do?
Nothing.
Exactly. That's why we haven't been here for so long.
We just been doing nothing. Every time we're not here, it's because the Conch told us to do nothing. Every time.
Just picture us in a room with those expressions on our face from Camp SpongeBob. Yeah, just yep. Just completely dissociating. That's what we look like when we're not doing this for you guys.
That's how I feel like usually too. Just I've mastered how to do like internal nothing too. You know, like so on the outside it looks like I'm doing something, but on the inside I'm not doing anything at all.
I mean, to be fair, we're not doing anything either way.
It's fucking facts. It's big facts.
So I was thinking, man, I was knocking some ideas back and forth, and for a while we haven't, like, it's been a while since we picked a topic for these things.
Been a while.
It's been a while since I last saw you. A-E-I-O-U.
Sometimes why?
Sometimes why?
I love that song.
I love my vowels. Yeah, that was the early 2000s. I was thinking, man, we could have made this a porn episode.
Ooh, a porn episode.
But now I feel like it's just its own thing now. But for a while, I was just like, that'd be kind of wild because we haven't really tackled the subject of adult entertainment. I mean, we've mentioned it a bunch of times in passing, but we've never dedicated an episode to it. So I was like, man, that could be some wild, crazy shit. But then I realized that this could be quite incriminating by showing our faces. So I kind of bitched out. But I'm warming up to the idea of doing a porn episode. Okay. So that could have been this episode.
You're foreplaying yourself to have confidence to speak upon the adult industry and its relationship with you.
Yes.
And your conch.
Yep.
Fair enough. I feel like I bring it up every other episode at least. Like I am in full fucking unironic support of the adult industry. You know, like consensual adults doing some consensual shit on camera. Oh yeah, sure. Why not? It's a fucking job. Everyone has a job. People drive Ubers, they work at grocery stores.
Some people spread their lips for money.
It legit is as honorable as any other job. I will argue that to the death. Like it doesn't. I don't give a shit. Flying a plane or riding some dick, whatever. You're doing a service for someone. We live in a capitalistic kind of world, definitely country. I don't give a shit.
Cunt tree. Good job. I see you.
No.
No. Can you imagine just being in the porn business, right? We'll even be PC and call it the adult entertainment business.
That's what it is.
Some people have the expression when they get home from work. You know, maybe their boo or their wife or just a friend asking me, "Hey man, how was work?" "Oh man, they really fucked us in the ass today." Can you imagine? For porn, that's literal. And it might even be a good thing sometimes. Who knows?
I hope it's a good thing. Like, I guess sometimes I do things at work I don't want to do. I mean, I'm sure that happens. Like, even when like they're like, "Sure, let's do it," but like, you know, they're like, I don't feel like they wake out of bed like, "Oh, I get fucked in the ass today." All right, let's do this. And then I do like the fucking lube exercises and shit.
What are lube exercises? Can you explain that to me?
Oh no,
for our audience members.
I can't more intelligently, but I would imagine you would pregame your own asshole for anal, right? Like I feel like that's what you would do, even personally, right? Like if you're about to have anal sex, someone needs to prepare their own asshole or have the partner prepare their asshole. You can't just go in there like fucking dry and raw, just like fucking byaw. You can't be all just up an asshole. I saw a post today from a friend who does sex therapy, and that's the first thing she was like, "No, don't just fucking be all up in there. Gotta ease it. Always use lube. You know, fucking get it ready, and then you can go to work and get fucked in the ass. And you know that's fair. Like seriously, I literally have no problem with people getting fucked in their ass for money, as long as it's consensual amongst the stakeholders. I don't give a shit. Get fucked in your shit. Like I don't know why it's a big deal in this country.
That belongs on a banner. Just like it's right up there with Bill Gluckman is down with the bitches and the hoes. I think it's in the same tier.
I'm gonna get that same campaign coordinator actually to run my campaign.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is you can't be like Ice Cube when it comes to anal sex. You can't
go
be
no
like
Vaseline.
No Vaseline.
No, you can't. You cannot be early 90s gangsta Ice Cube. He would kill your whole family. You can't go no Vaseline at all.
And now that we're on video, I can try to do my Ice Cube face, right? It's just like...
It's really hard to do that, O'Shea Jackson. Yeah, it's... Dude, that video of him and his son doing it is fucking perfect. I think we all knew since straight out of Compton that Ice Cube's son can fuck. This is just him. He literally is his junior. It's
true.
It's an apt name. Like I'm a junior. There's a lot of people who are juniors out there. You don't necessarily like look exactly like your predecessor. O'Shea looks exactly like his fucking father. Like they're the same person, the same exact person.
Can you imagine that at dinner time? Both of them when they're pissed off at each other, just mean mugging the shit out of one another, like, "Yo, pass the salt." And then the son O'Shea's just like, "It's already been given."
Why don't you say nothing? Yeah, it's a lot of angry
Oh
stuff.
no, I think you got eyes.
I imagine it'd be like that scene in it'd be the scene in 22 Jump Street where it's like the parents come for dinner and as he's pissed off because his spoiler alert, but Jonah's fucking his daughter. So yes, he's fucking angrily grabbing all the food from the buffet tray, just throwing it on his plate. While was it Queen Latifah was his wife in that movie? Was it Queen Latifah?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Who, by the way, is apparently going to be in the new Equalizer show on CBS. That's a ATA thing, but I don't know how I feel about that. Anyways, like I was saying, porn, no Vaseline, anal, fucked in the ass. It's been a rough day. Could have been a good day. That's the episode I was envisioning. What about you, man? Like, did you have anything in specifically that you thought, hey, that would make a good Magic Conch episode? You know, this could even be like a B-roll kind of episode where we just riff off of thrown away ideas. I kind of like that. You know, just kind of talking about the best of that never was.
Well, that's a great name, the best of that never was.
Yeah.
I wish it was. And we can make it what it could have been right now, live.
So we're doing it. See what we did there?
Yeah, which just means stream of consciousness. Like that's what it means.
Oh shit! Stream of consciousness.
Oh my god! Yes. Oh my god!
I promise you.
Quadruple entendre. Don't even ask me how.
Hide your wives. We coming for you,
dude. We're like probably like an hour into figuring this thing out, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have probably this much whiskey as we drink and talk.
Yeah.
And I'm past just this much at this point.
You know, that's a
little past it.
I'm glad you brought that up because that was another idea I was thinking for this one. We could have done like an alcohol episode. You know, we've done a Vices episode for season 1. But we've never really done alcohol either, which is hilarious because we always bring up Everclear, I think at least once an episode, and the streak continues. See what I did there?
Bam.
But never an episode on just alcohol. And we've said a bunch of stories. I feel like we have a lot more. So maybe we should just share one or two of them here right now. I don't know. Shit. I'm just riffing, like I said.
What alcohol story haven't we shared? Like we had the regrets episode with our good friend Joe.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said every college story I could think of in that episode. Like you learn a lot about me and us in the regrets episode, which is a season 1 finale of the Magic Conch. Check it out right now on Spotify, iTunes, etc.
Do what you want.
Man, I feel like the notable ones are said there. The ones that aren't noted are really just like, okay, like 2020. Dude, I gained probably 20 pounds in 2020. There's no coincidence there.
Show them the gut. You're live now, man. You're on video.
I could do it. I could show the for can guys like tease an areola and have it not be banned on YouTube because we have that male nipple privilege?
I think you can only tease a happy trail. So if you have a happy trail, you can show that.
All right. Happy trails to you.
Listen, everyone.
We meet again.
We get 10 subscribers, and we'll show you Randy's happy trail. That's incentive if I've ever heard of one.
Sure.
So let us know if you want to see Randy's happy trail on this B-roll episode.
Please do. I'm just dying for human contact. I'll show anyone my happy trail at this point. Just someone, please pay attention to me.
Look at me.
Why
would you look at me?
I want all of you to look at me. What alcoholic story have you not shared? I think I definitely shared most of them on the regrets episode. What is in your art? Because we talked about like the mom in Colorado, right? That was a thing.
Good times. Yeah. That was a good one.
We talked about side grinding in college. You know what I mean?
I got one for you. This is one I haven't told anyone actually. This is a great story. Obviously, anonymity is key here, but everyone here remembers our Academy Award worthy episode for breakups. I think, bar none, probably are some of our greatest stuff. I don't think it can be denied. But right after that episode was recorded, which was also live in terms of emotional, raw feelings, but I digress. So about, I want to say, I don't know, man. You go through breakups, and I think I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but you go through some weird emotional upheaval, and then you just kind of go buck wild for like a week or two, just doing whatever the fuck you want. You're like, fuck it, I'm single. I'm gonna enjoy myself. Gonna, side grind on some girl in a club and not give a fuck. Something like that. We've all been there. All right, let us know your stories. But for me, this was like right after breakups. I just started going on like a slew of dates, man. Just a slew of them.
You slewed it up. I remember you slewed it.
Yeah, it was a real
chewed
slew.
it and slewed it.
Salute.
Salute the slew.
Hashtag salute the sloot. That's the hashtag for this episode. But there was one girl I went on a date with. I won't get into any specifics for the sake of anonymity. But long story short, we just went bar hopping. And it was really nice because I just wanted to have some drinks in the company of like a beautiful lady. Just to kind of boost the ego, Like I said, you just kind of have to do these things, guys and girls alike. I'm sure everyone has their story. But we went bar hopping, and this girl was a professional, so she had no problems buying me drinks. I offered to buy my own and buy her some, but she wasn't having it. She was like, "No, I got you, fam." I was like, "You know what?"
She was a professional drink buyer. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Exactly. So, being the gentleman I am, I was just like, accepted the first drink. After that, I decided to split it 50-50 because, I don't know, there's something about me. I just like to go Dutch. I'm sure you can relate to me on that.
We go Dutch rudder. That's what that is, right? When you split drinks and dinners evenly, Dutch rudder. That's what I've been calling it.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah,
I get really weirded out when people are like, "Whoa, I don't like what happened on our date." Like, what do you mean? It was I was asked like, just go Dutch rudder. Anyways, I digress. How was your Dutch rudder?
I lose out on a lot of dates this way too. Just at the dinner table. Hey, girl, you want to do a Dutch rudder? I'm sorry, what? Anyways, so started drinking, started talking. What felt like minutes definitely became hours. And long story short, she finally invites me to her place. I'm like, all right, sweet. This is probably going to be as good of a night as any I've had before. So I go up to her place, and she's got this nice swanky apartment. I'm like, okay, I could see it. She's offering to buy me drinks. Clearly, young professional. She's also just looking to kind of let her freak flag fly. Just kind of let loose. So what ends up happening is she shows me all the plants in her house. Right? She shows me all of them. She has a name for all of her plants. And she calls one of them, like she goes up to one of them, and she looks just very stern. And she says, "You see this plant right here? This plant, her name is Bertha. And she's a real bitch." I'm like, oh my God, why is this plant a bitch? She's like, "No matter how much I take care of this plant, it always looks like it's about to die. But it never dies. But it never looks good either. So this plant is a bitch." I'm like, okay, well, fuck you, Bertha. She's like, right? I'm like, yeah, for real. And from there, we end up sitting on her couch. She gives me the grand tour of the place. We sit on her couch, and
yeah, she did.
Before we know it, we are making out on her couch. Now, mind you, I was pretty tipsy. She seemed pretty tipsy. And I'm still kind of contemplating the fact that she had a name for all her plants and called one of them a bitch and introduced me. But it didn't stop me making out like crazy. And as, we're getting into it, she grabs me by the hand, takes me to her bedroom. And this is where it gets memorable, right? Because she takes me to her room, starts kissing me some more.
Yeah, she does.
And then she goes up to my ear very sensually, and she whispers. She says, "I'm so lonely."
Oh, I don't know.
And I immediately became flaccid.
Those are soft times.
She's like, "I'm so lonely." And then she just falls backward on her bed and passes the fuck out.
Oh.
And at that point, I was just like, well, what started off as a pretty standard, I'm going to go out and just have a good time date, turned into this memorable. I got some action from a plant, I guess. I met some plants by the end of the night, and some girl told me she was really lonely and then fell backwards and passed out on her bed. And then I kid you not, as soon as that happened, I was like, it's time to get the fuck out of here. So I just immediately left, closed the door behind me, and then I went outside. But that was only 2/3 of the story, man, because at this point, right, I forgot where the fuck I parked my car in the middle of the city. And all I remember in my head was I parked it in some weird parking lot, which is not helpful at all. And this was, mind you, this was around the breakup episode, which I think aired in February, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So it was in the winter. So I'm walking around at like 2 a.m. in the heart of the city, and I can't find my fucking car, and I'm freezing. And I want to say about 20 or 30 minutes goes by before I begin to recognize shit around me, and I find my car. And I kid you not, man, I've never been more excited to find a fucking Buick 2003 Rendezvous. Oh my God, I was so happy. As soon as I got in there, I turned on the fucking heat, and I sat there for a good 5 minutes. But I had to take a moment to just kind of reflect on the entire fucking night, because it went from standard drinking and having a good time to this girl just made me talk to some plants and swear at a plant, and now she's like super lonely and depressed the fuck out of me, and now I need to go the fuck home. So that was a very conflicting night for me. That's a story I haven't shared with you before, or anyone else for that matter. But you get it here raw and honest on the Magic Conch, and I'd have to say that was probably one of the more hilarious yet sad stories in recent memory that spawned from alcohol.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm trying to think, like, if I was with a lass.
Hey man,
whatever.
I don't
Either way.
Either
way, they whispered in my ear, "I'm lonely." I'm like, this is no longer like a sexual thing we're embarking on. We need to take a step back, assess how we feel, then assess how each other feels. This is no longer a let's kind of make out and do something. This is like, how are you? Like, I guess tell me more. Do you want to speak to Barbara?
And you know what the cherry on top is, man? The cherry on top is, as soon as I got in my car, my ex actually texted me and said goodnight to me through text. And at that point, I was just like, this day needs to go the fuck away. I need to go the fuck home. I need to pass out in my bed. And I did exactly that. But man, what a weird night. What a weird fucking night. Oh my God.
That's fair. Post-breakup drunken times will do that. They kind of call for that. Not that it's a healthy reaction, but it is a universal reaction for what we do. It's like, okay, companionship, alcohol, just mysterious events. Like, let's just make that all happen.
It's so weird that our first instinct is, I feel depressed, so I'm gonna drink things that make me feel even more depressed. Boom, logic. Humans. Gotta love it.
Humans. I definitely drunk the most I've ever. No, I can't say most I've ever. But 2020 was heavy. It's probably top 2 drinking years. I feel like freshman year of college is pretty heavy on drinking too. But yeah, it's just like, all right, I can drink things and they can alter my mentality a little bit, enough so I can enjoy Superbad even more. You know, it's like I can really get into the characters because I feel dumber in the moment, because I am dumber because I'm drinking poison. And
I'm slowly dying.
And I'm slowly dying, you know, and my body is like, oh shit, pump dopamine because he's dying. it's counter-react his feels. Yeah, but that's like I was talking to a friend recently who went through a breakup sometime last year. Anniversary was coming up. That's all I can kind of think about, and it's difficult because when you're in COVID times, like we still are right now. It's like breaking up with someone during COVID times is really fucked up, which I had a couple friends go through, because you don't have that prototypical go out on the night weekend. You can't just like go out to the clubs and the bars responsibly and have that whole like, yeah, a lot of people who are being responsible in COVID, they're just fucking stuck with themselves, and it's like, oh, this is awful. I don't want to just reflect on this purely. This is fucking insanity. What kind of fucking psychopath does this? Just reflect by yourself after breaking up? That's fucking bullshit.
Be alone with my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be. That's why I fucking, I drink things to, invite the demons in. Just have someone to bounce ideas off of. So I can't imagine going through a breakup during the last fucking 10. It's going to be 11 months. 11 months since America recognized COVID was a thing. So last 11 months. If you're going through a breakup, I fucking feel you, and I salute you here. Not that you need to salute. You could just drink water, and you could be fine with yourself, because love yourself. It's okay to be lonely. Doesn't mean you're alone.
Man, that's the gayest shit I ever heard, which is great.
I know, exactly.
It's the happiest thing I've ever heard.
Exactly.
By the way, man, I can't let a good pun go to waste, and I totally caught one when you said I had a couple friends who went through a breakup. It's like I had a couple friends, but then they broke up. I'm just saying, man, we're clever as fuck. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's fair. I accept that. I accept that statement.
Which brings me to my next point. What if we did a Magic Conch episode where we just did nothing but puns for like 30 minutes straight?
That sounds exhausting. It's like we'd have to pretty much create a stand-up routine all around puns.
It's true.
For 30 minutes. That's a Comedy Central special. You want to do a Comedy Central? We could do one.
We could.
We could do the Magic Conch comedy special.
But to be fair, would it lose its charm?
Yeah, immediately. The first pun we say, it's over. It's 8 seconds in. As she said, I guess we're done.
You sound like my ex. What's wrong with you?
Sorry, I remember really particular things.
You must wallow in your thoughts. See you.
I do. I'm a wallower. Randy Wallower. That's my last name.
But are you a swallower?
I'm gonna swallow this liquid right here. It's probably whiskey.
Whoa. He wants you to think it's whiskey.
Or is it?
But is it? Exactly.
I have a lot of fluids on my desk to consume. I really do, actually. It's kind of a problem.
By the way, I kind of want to pick your brain here.
Pick it.
So in terms of episode ideas, what were some of the things you were kind of contemplating the last few days when we were coming back to this?
More like contemplating.
And that's why you wouldn't make it past 5 minutes of that episode.
That's
that should be generous. An April Fool's episode.
What was the last one? We didn't have one for Conch. I think we already finished the Conch season, at least from a production standpoint. We had an ATA April Fool's with the Ginger Dead Man.
Yeah, Gary Busey at his finest.
You know what's... I won't call it sad anymore, but what's surprising is I think that might be my favorite episode, period, that we've ever recorded. Conch and ATA combined. I think it's the Ginger Dead Man full movie series review. I think it is. And
I remember how excited you were for that episode. You were just like, "Oh my god, let's watch all the films." I'm like, "Why? Why would we do that to ourselves?"
that's
You
not
said,
that's not what history would tell. That's not what happened. Yeah, I don't know who. I'm pretty sure when we first started podcasting, we both riffed. Do you know what we got to do? Ginger Dead Man. You were like, oh yeah, we got to do it. And then it came the moment where we had to do Ginger Dead Man. We're like, oh, we got to watch all the Ginger. That's like 8 hours of our life that we have to dedicate to Ginger Dead Man to just watch it, let alone record it. And then after we watched it, after we recorded it, you found a lot of different clips that we can utilize in fucking cuts into the podcast. And then I used every single one of them. It's the most post-production heavy podcast episode we've ever had. Ever.
Like bread, we rose to the occasion.
Dude, we just had a feast of yeast. A feast of it.
Take that as you will, listeners.
In ginger form. It was beautiful. So we have to top ourselves somehow in 1.5 months, coming up really fast. We should probably have that idea by tomorrow to make it happen. Or we'll miss it.
Yeah. No, I remember that episode too with fondness as I was cutting these clips for his Ginger Dead Man movies. I was like, oh no, that's just like a second too long or a second too short. Oh no, this part's really funny. Let's get that. It was way too much time. Oh my god.
Yeah. And I was like, I didn't want to waste your time, so I'm like, I got to find a place for every single one of these clips. I can't let them go unused. There's a segue for this. I'll find it. Don't you worry.
And now the world has something it didn't need or want, much like this whole podcast. So that's what we do, baby. So 30-minute pun podcast episode. I'm down for it.
Someone might be down for that. A lot of shows have I like talk through a burp right there. A lot of shows have like a best of episode. That could be something we can like. It'd probably be me, and I don't want to do it, so I won't. But compiling like the best bits we've had on all the different podcasts, that'd be really cool. That would be cool. Like we passed the year anniversary, maybe for like this 2-year anniversary of us launching Conch in when did we start Conch? Was it late summer of 2019?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe like a 2-year anniversary, like best of compilation of the Magic Conch, and it's just a bunch of different bits thrown together, all about porn, because that's where we are in Drunken Stories. That'd be cool. I would fuck with that. I don't want to edit that, but that'd be really cool.
That's gonna be the really crappy part, man. Editing again. We love doing this, guys. Don't get us wrong, but we knew nothing about editing going into any of these projects.
Kind of still don't.
Kind of forgot everything. The little we picked up, kind of gone forever, and now we have to reel it back in. So, not your problem. We'll get it done.
Unless you listen to it, then I guess it could be your problem. Just aesthetically.
Facts, true. Yeah. But man, fuck it. They don't pay for it. Shit. Take it as it comes.
We pay for it. We're so in the red.
We are paying to waste our own time?
Mm-hmm.
That's the American dream if I've ever heard of one.
That's all I'm trying to do, baby. That's all I'm trying to do. Fantasy football episode? That could be fun.
Yeah. It's true. Sports in general, fantasy football.
Sports, yeah. I think that was like a grand like Marvel Phase 1 plan. Like, okay, we'll have ATA be our Iron Man. Then we introduce the Conch, and then we'll get fucking Joe and his brother to do like sports, and then we'll just bring a fucking network together, and it'll be like the new Nerdist. And then we're like, man, it's really hard just to do one podcast. And then we just kind of fell asleep after we talked about it and woke up now.
There's just not enough hours in the day to edit all that content on our own.
I don't have the will to make that many hours in a day. I think that's probably it. Like, I don't have that will. I want to nap. I want to jerk off and rewatch Breaking Bad again. Like I have fucking dreams. But the dreams I have take a lot of work, and I don't want to do it.
Now that's the American dream.
All these hopes and ideas. I'm kind of tired.
Isn't that enough?
To have the hope.
Oh my God.
That's to have the hope and do nothing with it, or not be allowed to do anything with it. American.
Listen, tell us in the comment section. I think everyone can relate to this at one point or another. Everyone, I think, has had this moment where you're in the zone, you're motivated, you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing, whatever it is, and I'm not going to waste any more time doing it. And as soon as you're about to fucking do it, it's like, oh my God, they just put Superbad on Netflix. I can watch Superbad on Netflix. That's fine. You know, I already got what I want to, started for the most part, and then you just never get back to it. It never happens again. And it's those little moments of distraction that really just tell the story of America and where we've been the last few months.
A few hundred years. Yeah. It's true. Yeah. Dude, I didn't even, like, I know we were going to do we were going to try to do some podcasts today. We got to one. Bam. But even this, it was like, I really want to take a nap after work. Like, I would love to just fucking nap. But I got to watch that Nicolas Cage movie. This is part of my task. I got to watch Nicolas Cage. And I watched Nicolas Cage. I'm like, I got to do it. This is for my dreams.
Hey,
These are for my dreams.
Don't spoil the ATA episode for the people, okay? But
just saying, Nicolas Cage.
It's pretty entertaining, right? I
have a lot to say. I love it. I love everything we can talk about for that episode. That's coming. That'll come in the next few days, probably for the live episode. But yeah, it's the things you said. It was weird too. 'Cause I'm like I was getting dinner together and shit, like going to get dinner, getting drinks for this podcast, finishing my actual work. People calling me right now, like, "Yo, what are you doing right now? I see you on live. You wiling."
Is that really what they said? Because I'd love if they said that.
No, we're not wilding. We have our shirts on still, man. Actually,
hey, that's due to you. Okay, I said to show your navel to everyone.
I think you should show your shirt because I love what I'm seeing right now, dude. I kind of want to see a little bit more.
I'd love to show you my shirt if it didn't blend into the green screen too much.
Is that what happens? There it is.
Talk about wiling.
I love it.
Okay.
The for those listening, takes all. Yeah, explain.
For those of you watching, or for those of you listening and not watching, it is essentially a T-shirt of SpongeBob wilding out at the Bubble Bowl. You know, he's about to sing that bomb ass solo.
And it's sweet, dude. It's, you know what I love too, when you pulled the shirt, it was like you're pulling SpongeBob, and he's like screaming, which fits the face he makes as he's hitting. Yeah, exactly that. So much pain. I watched that episode 2 days ago. I'm trying to watch all my favorite SpongeBob episodes before they leave Amazon and go to, was it fucking Peacock? Or not Paramount. It's Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Paramount Plus is
they own Nickelodeon, and
yeah,
I guess they'll take all the Nickelodeon shit with them, which is bullshit because I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get Peacock, which I think they might have renamed it to NBC Universal or something. I'm not gonna get those streams. I have too many. I have Netflix. I have Hulu. I have Amazon. I have HBO. I have fucking Spotify. I don't have Disney Plus. I probably have some OnlyFans out there. I can't afford more subscriptions.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous, man. People are just gonna bring us back to being pirates.
Yeah,
that's just gonna be the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah, you know what's fucked up is I don't pirate things anymore, except for a specific sports channel. I won't call myself out, but I'm like fuck them. They're fine. They're billionaires. But besides them, everything else I just put my car. Like I dropped $20 for Nicolas. I dropped $20 for Nicolas Cage.
I was just gonna ask you that.
$20 for Nicolas Cage today.
Did you You spent $20 to watch Nicolas Cage.
Sure did.
You're
Sure did.
is
Ultimately, I was proud of it because I wasn't going to if that YouTube link was still live. But I'm trying to keep up the streak of, dude, you work, people worked hard to make some shit. I'm going to pay them because they made the shit. Even if it's shit. Like, all right. I want to be paid for shit we make, you know? Especially if it's shit. Please help us make back a mistake. Let's help us take it back and make it back.
Although, to be fair, if you make a shitty product, should you get that recompense? Because you're essentially saying, bail me out, and then I'll learn nothing and make another shitty thing.
It's not a bailout if you bought it curious about the service and product. Right? It's just like you wanted it, you saw the description, you got it. Maybe you didn't like it, but you read what was coming, you bought it. So
you sound like a bank right now.
It's not a bailout. No, I think a bailout would. I think a bank would just hide hidden fees from you, and then take your money and. But with saying, oh, you're actually going to make money or save money beforehand. But yeah, if you bought a shitty taco and you ate the taco and you're like, wow, this is a shitty taco. Like, yeah, you bought the taco. That was you. You could have done more research. You could have asked people around you how they felt about the taco before you bought said taco. But yeah.
You know what's weird, man? We've jumped so many topics. We started off with porn and now we're talking about tacos. But oddly, it still fits.
It's all together.
It still goes together.
But also the topic is, what's the topic? So ultimately, these are all the topics, baby.
But we didn't plan this at all. That's the beautiful thing. Not to stroke our own egos. But
I've been stroking it the entire time. You can't see it though because I'm only an upper body.
Give us 20 subscribers and you can watch Randy stroke it. Give us 30 subscribers and you can watch me watch Randy stroke it. Boom.
It's like one of those. It's kind of where we are with content too. I'm part of the user base. I like it where you watch people do things. You watch people do things. That kind of thing. I love it. I watch people play video games every fucking day, all the time. And then I make streams so people can watch me play video games all the time. And I get it. Sometimes, I don't want to play Outlast, the horror game. But I do want to watch people play Outlast, the horror game. Because it's horrifying. And when they get scared, I get satisfied. That's just where we are. Last 10 years. Consuming content.
So you do know South Park made fun of that very thing, right?
Yeah, they actually and then they paid Ninja to be on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they reacted to a reactor reacting. It's crazy.
They did. They were a part of that content production.
Yeah. Which, by the way, man, kind of brings up another interesting topic. I was thinking video games could have been another topic. But I don't know, man. It's just something about it just seemed really off-brand for us on this podcast. Video games, you know. I don't know what it is. You know, we could have made some jokes about video games and playing video games as adults, or the stereotype of, oh my god, he still plays video games as a 29-year-old, he's a fucking man child. But I don't know. We could have made that episode funny, but just something about it just didn't seem right. I don't know. What do you think?
Dude, what's your favorite video game you played growing up? You can, whatever age range you want to include, but what's your favorite one you remember? Childhood. Teenhood counts too.
Man, it's a tough one because the first video game I technically ever played was Super Mario Brothers 3. But right after that, I played Kirby's Dream Land, which was a favorite of mine.
Nice.
But I think the one that really stuck with me, and I think you can relate, we used to play Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3.
There it is. Yes,
we played that way too much. Talk about hours lost in our lifespan. I think that consumed more than the Everclear. Just went back and forth and way too.
Dragon Ball killed more brain cells than Everclear.
Yeah, killed
I
more
agree.
brain cells than Frieza did Saiyans.
Yeah.
You know? But the funny part is, for the people listening who don't know, we've been friends since, I want to say, kindergarten? Some shit like that?
I remember seeing your big ass head back then.
Yeah, I remember seeing your big ass navel back then. Wait. Yeah, it's
Probably.
they know.
I showed
They
it to
know.
people.
Yeah.
I have an
But
emu.
yeah, this fool here used to come over my house and we used to play Budokai 3 for hours.
You
Didn't
always
get any
pick Kid Buu like a fucking bullshitter with his fucking windmill. Him or Mega Shenron. Just
Yeah. Yeah,
fucking,
you got those evil hands, man. Those bubblegum hands.
Yeah.
You got beat by the bubblegum demon.
Dude, those are good times. And that was like peak childhood friendship, and then we went our separate ways with school and shit.
Yeah.
And then it reconvened till we were about to go to RIT. And then our first year at RIT, how did we spend a lot of our time? I think it was playing an equivalent video game.
Yeah.
In the same genre for way too many hours of our days and nights.
Yeah, that and just alcohol.
That too.
Just
combined. It was like a lot of Naruto, Ninja Storm, and alcohol. And dancing with people. And then coming back to our dorms like, all right, well, play Naruto? Oh, yeah, sure. All right. So it's full circle.
holy shit, man. I fucking got it. I know what the next episode's going to be. We came to it. We just like in Quest for the Conch, we came to our answer. I got the answer for this one. Swear. I got the answer. The next episode we talk about, or the topic is college.
College. We can. And I'm fine with that because there's a lot of branching topics. But I just feel like regrets covered. Like we can double down on episodes. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fucking shit. But regrets was college essentially, because all our regrets, I'd say 79% of regrets that we named came from college happenings.
True. We can get in more detail with it, but we could even do like an arc to it, man. We could do like the episode could be childhood, and then from there we go to teenage years, to high school or college, and then from there we do adulthood as an episode. I mean, come on, man. That shit would
So
be
you want to do a hood series?
Yes.
Hood. All right. I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that. And then we do like a leprechaun episode. Yes. What?
Did you just say leprechaun?
Yeah.
As in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
It's the wrong podcast, man. What are you doing?
Because leprechaun was in the hood.
No, I got that.
Yeah. It fits. It fits.
Stop crossing
We do
streams.
childhood, adulthood, and then post credits is leprechaun in the hood. That's our March series. Plus March includes St. Patty's. Leprechaun seems like a kind of derogatory character for the Irish culture. There it is.
There it is. It's the final phase. That's our end game for this season 2.
Dude, you know what one of my coworkers did? So she figured out, I guess, people are doing this, but people are throwing out vaccines. This is unrelated to anything we talk about. People are just throwing out vaccines because people either missed their fucking appointment or they got a surplus and not enough people signed up for it within their demographics that they're aiming for. Like right now, Colorado is 70 years old and higher. That's the phase. I think they already did healthcare workers. And there are certain places where they pretty much announce like, hey, we've been kind of throwing out vaccines. So if you're just here, we'll just put you in a place of these double dose vaccine schedulings. Otherwise, we're throwing it away. So one of my coworkers, she found out where they were doing that. She got her first dose last week. So she's 2 weeks away from being double dosed, double D'd. And I'm like, I need to get on that train because I've been so solely of the mindset of I'm one who should wait at the end of the line for the vaccine because there's so many people who actually physiologically need it before me. We all need it. there are priorities. People
Yeah,
sick,
your
old.
areolas can wait.
They can. I can stay the fuck home. It's fine. But if we're gonna throw out the vaccine, just like, all right, let me get up. I'm trying to see that, I'm trying to get up under that. So I'm and the way she mentioned she did it for these places in Colorado, you kind of have to hang around like Jay and Silent Bob in front of the building until they're like, okay, like last call for vaccines. Like, we're throwing them out. Last call for them. Like fucking donuts are thrown out in the back of the dumpster of Dunkin' Donuts. Like, all right, we're done. And you're like, okay, I'm still here.
Hey, young man, put that shit in my hand.
Yeah. That's it. And that's what happens. And she was lucky enough to get it. So I think I need to lurk and do the same shit and find a place where they're gonna unfathomably throw out thousands of dollars worth of research and technology and deaths because there's not a system to handle overages, right? There's just like, okay, we plan for this many people to take the dose. Oh, this many people didn't take the dose. I guess we'll throw out the dosage. Why? No, have a fucking robust waiting list so you can be like, hey, by the way, like you're on call right now. Get your dose. It's going out in the next 40 minutes, right? And it's like a fucking airplanes when people didn't like make their reservation and people are legit just waiting in the back. Like I'm like reservation 2. Like if that person doesn't make his flight, like if United Airlines can get their shit together, or who can get a seat, I feel like we should be able to do that for vaccines. But I guess we can't. So I think I need to be a lurker for the cure.
You know what this reminds me of, man? It reminds me of chicken nuggets, and I'll tell you why. I know you're thinking of some wild shit, but it reminds me.
I'm thinking I want to buy chicken nuggets after this. Yeah,
that's the next episode, the chicken nugget episode. But it's like fast food restaurants. My family used to work. Members of my family used to work in the fast food industry, and they used to tell me that anything they didn't sell for the day, instead of giving it away to homeless people or just tossing or trying to donate it to homeless shelters or whatever it may be, they would just throw it away because of, I'm not sure if it was due to FDA regulations or just they didn't want to get sued if they tried to give that food away to people. They would just throw away perfectly good food every night by the shit ton. And that reminds me exactly of what you're saying with the vaccine. So again, the story of America at its finest right there. If we could give it a microcosm, that's what it would be. But yeah, chicken nuggets, COVID vaccines, they go hand in hand.
And I would love to get those. Like, if people are going to throw them out anyways, just give me your nuggets and give me the vaccines. I want to become Terry Crews in The Longest Yard of just having fun. Yes. Yes, yes, exactly. With fucking nuggets and vaccines. Like left side, obviously I got the nuggets, and then right side I got the vaccines that are in the proper expiration date. Just whatever you want. Usually people want both. You might be able to dip one in the other. Have a little vaccine sauce on the nuggets. Just throw it back. Just throw it back after that.
If you're buff enough, I totally recommend you being Cheeseburger Eddie for Halloween. So anyone listening, if you're buff enough and you can do the robot.
No one can do the robot like Cruz though.
You have what, half a year to practice? You can get it down just initially.
That's true. I have a baller enough head. I might need to eat like a full chicken a day though to get to Terry Crews level. Like a full chicken. Like I just need to eat the chicken itself. It's still balking.
Sure. While it's alive.
I just gotta eat it. It's for the Halloween costume. But
I bet you there's a person out there who's had this question before, where they're eating the nugget and they're like, I wonder what part of the chicken the nugget comes from. You know what I mean?
Sure. Like spoiler alert. Probably not even the chicken. Oh, nuggets. I remember. I think it was Gabe who was telling me about like a documentary clip he watched like 15 years ago, and it was like these people showing kids how nuggets are made, and they're showing all the gross shit, all the leftover animal bits being grinded up. Like, does this look tasty? No. And it's like in paste form. They kind of put it in a fucking clump. Like, does this look tasty? No. And then they do the whole frying the outside and whatnot and making it look like a nugget. And like, what about this? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, you just saw the process. What happened? No.
I don't give a fuck about the process to that process.
I'll just wait until it's done.
Exactly. Ding,
yes, I'll
ding.
take that. Yes.
By the way, for our listeners out there was one time Randy showed me his dating profile for some dating app, and it was literally a chicken nugget in a bikini, I think.
Yeah, it had a two-piece, a chicken nugget in two-piece, which I felt really represented who I am.
It's a two-piece.
I'm a chicken nugget in a two-piece. And like, ladies, if you're out there, that's what you got to look forward to. Just saying.
That's what COVID's done to Randy.
It's a chicken nugget and a two-piece. I'm about to change my dating profile line right now. I'm just a chicken nugget and a two-piece. Just say, if I don't get hits from that, I don't know what do it. What will do it?
Sometimes I feel like I'm a chicky nuggy, just bathing in a pool of barbecue sauce.
That sounds really delightful. Like, really nice, yeah. Besides like a human eating you or something, but before that, it's bliss.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. It's like what's it called? Sausage party. It's only a problem until you get eaten. Everything else is gravy until you reach the end. And speaking of ends, man, I think that's it. What do you think? You look like you had something else to say.
I was actually just thinking how disappointed I am that Sausage Party isn't on any of the streaming services I own anymore. It used to be.
It was on Netflix for a while.
It was. That was like 3 years ago. And it just stopped. Because that would be up there with like the Superbads and the Booksmarts and the Good Boys and This Is the End and Funny People. Like, I love those movies. I can watch them all the time. Be happy.
To be fair, I feel like every clip of that movie's on YouTube, though. You could probably watch the whole movie through clips on YouTube.
I could. And if they're owned by Sausage Party, then I'd be happy about that. I want to give them the money every time, Alex, okay?
You want to give Jonah Hill money. That's what you want to do.
Yes. I still haven't seen that movie he directed, that one he directed with the 90s skateboard. It is, in my head...
That's a great movie.
I know you say it's a great movie. In my head, I was like, it doesn't feel like something I'd like, but I gotta check it out. I think it's on Amazon. They have a character
in that movie called Fuck Shit. His name is Fuck Shit. What's not to love?
That's fair. That's all you have to say to me. And if I doubt mid-90s by Jonah Hill, gotta check it out.
I think that'll do it. Next episode, you can watch us get titty fucked by Jonah Hill.
Oh, that's a reverse. Because I think they've sexually assaulted Jonah Hill in 2 movies for comedy. And it's all right. All right, guys. But, fair enough. Catch us probably, I guess, next week, right? We're trying to do this weekly. We're trying to get a weekly cadence going. We fail at that entirely at the entirety of our existence. But we're going to keep trying. We're not going to stop trying. So Conch live next week? Yes. ATA live in the next few days? Burp? Yes. And next week and next week and next week? We're going to try that. And from there, what we're going to do is after 10 or 11 days, we'll have enough time to edit these episodes down to our podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, etc. listeners. So if you want to catch it early, check out our Malum Pictures page on YouTube. You can find our socials on Facebook at Malum Pictures or The Magic Conch or after the act, whether you want movie reviews, bullshit, talk show shit, or just us talking about films we like or films we're trying to create or just film news, follow us anywhere. Twitch, YouTube, Spotify. What you got, Conch Lord?
Listen, man, you said it all for the most part, but hit that bell icon, get notifications from us. We'll be posting every week. Subscribe, comment to our page. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Any comments about any of those weird, right on your nipple, man, of course.
Ding the bell.
That's going in post. That's happening in post. I'm going to make sure of that. But yeah, check us out. Check out our website, malumpictures.com, for all of our content. Content. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you in the next one.
Stay sexy, everybody.